Venetia's Cutesies. So I remember one time, right? My mom had a corn laundry, right? So my mom, she brought us to work, my four siblings to five. It was coming to five, So so we was doing like so since she had to go buy like things from like Sam's Club, BJ's, and the other place, right? So she made me and my sister, my older sister, like take charge of the business, the corn laundry business, until she comes back, right? So bear in mind, we in middle school to elementary, right? So when he was in elementary, we had a job before we got to middle school, right? So I'm gonna tell you what age we was, because I guess y'all dying to know what age we was when we was working at our mom's business, right? So me and my sister, we was like maybe like third, fourth grade, I think we was maybe like 9, 8 years old or so. We're somewhere right there, or 12. I don't know. I think it was 12. No, we couldn't have been 12. Because when I was 12, I was like in middle school, like when I was like almost starting to middle school. No, I was still in elementary. Anywho, I think I was like 9 and my sister was 10, right? So we was like doing the business and stuff like that. She was like, I'm gonna give you a key and you're gonna open up the machines and get the quarters so I could put it inside the big thing there so they can put their dollar big bills in and they can get exchanged for quarters, right? So we did that. That was our job, and locking up the bathroom and locking the door sometimes, and sometimes washing other people's clothes when they brought it to us, and cleaning up the dirt inside the machines, right? So that day it was my turn to like do the quarters, right? And it was a lot of people, like adults, like watching me, seeing if I'll mess up and leave the door, the little lock thing unopened, right? Of course, we didn't do that because you will get a whooping. So after that, we did that, right? And it was like I went back inside, and watching TV. It was like a small little TV. It was like nothing on TV because we didn't have cable, or did we? I think we did. I don't remember. But yeah, so I'm sitting there and I told my sister, hey, I think someone's like taking pictures of our corn laundry, right? She's like, nah, you lying. So I picked up my head, and of course this guy taking pictures, and I guess he took a picture of me inside the corn laundry, right? So I ducked my head and I was like, what? This guy is actually taking pictures of us. She's like, she looked, and then she's like, yeah, this guy is actually taking pictures of our corn laundry, right? And I was like, what we're gonna do? She's like, I don't know. So it was a customer came in, right? And he wanted some food. And usually my sister, she have to deal with the money, like exchanging the money and changing the money and writing like what did she sell and stuff like that, right? As me and my other sisters do, like change the quarters and put it into the big thing. So we did that, right? And this guy who's taking up chips and all these other stuff, so changing the money, right? And then giving him his change, right? So after that, right, we went. My mom came back, right? And she's like, what we sell, right? And she gave her the paper what we sell and stuff like that. Of course, my mom didn't give us regular foods. We had to eat whatever was in the corn laundry. It was like chips and patties, and sometimes hot dogs, right? But sometimes she'd be yelling at us because we eating too much. But she don't give us food to go buy or anything. So in this plaza, it was our corn laundry business. It was like a adult movie on the opposite side. It was a church, and it was this other place which sells it's like the shredded ice and with syrup or something like that. And there was some other stuff on that plaza, but I can't remember. So one time we went to the place where they have like shredded ice, right? And we got that, right? And it was so crazy because we never had like shredded ice with syrup. That was weird, And we got that, right? And it was like a time that my mom, she loved like giving like money back to like the kids, when they do like like, you know those little things where those kids have like these magazines, and then they have to like try to like they go to house and see if in order like little stuff was on the magazine. It could be cookies, plates or something like that. So my mom was doing that, right? She ordered like I think it was cookies, right? The girl said she would bring it, right? So she brought it when my mom was not there and we was not there, because my mom have another worker, right? Because we have to go to school, right? So she's like, the little girl brought the cookies. I guess it was not fully cooked. It was like the dough, and then you gotta cook it yourself. I didn't know things can happen like that. You know, I thought it was like fresh cookies, you know, baked and everything, right? So it wasn't, right? So my mom came back, and then the little girl came back. She's like, "Where's the cookies? What I bought for me?" She's like, "I brought it." The little her brother's like, "No, she didn't." She's like, "I know she didn't." So the mom was like, "Don't lie on your sister. She did brought it, you know." So my mom told the lady who she was working with, right? She was like, "Did that girl actually brought cookies?" She's like, "Yeah, she did brought cookies. It was kind of like runny, and it was not cooked." So she's like, "Oh, that's gross," you know. So after that, it was like a next day came around, right? And that day, some guy broke inside our coin laundry and take our machine would have money and quarters, right? I don't know how the police didn't even caught him, you know. And he did it so slow but kind of quick. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. Our coin laundry, the door never locks. So it's wide open. It's 24 hours, right? So that's how he got in, and he stole our money, you know. That was the first time we ever got stolen. And it was not like the hood. We was like at I think who was our location? It was Hollywood, right? So that happened, right? So after that, we reported it and stuff like that. They didn't caught the person who stole it, right? So it was like the day we went, you know, we had to clean up everything and stuff like that, right? So we was watching a scary movie, and that guy was with my mom, you know. He was like, "Go lock the door," right? So he was with my mom, right? And he was like, "Oh, go lock the door." So I was like, "Why I have to lock the door?" You know, I'm watching the movie and I'm entertained while this movie, right? So I'm locking the door outside. He was like, I guess they was telling me to lock the door inside. You know, I don't know why, but I locked the door outside, and some random dude was passing the door, and he was talking to me, right? They yelled at me, "Why are you locking the door outside? I told you to lock the door inside." So I closed the door. Now I'm locking it, right? So I got really mad because they yelling at me, you know, and I'm missing half of the movie, right? So I locked the door and I twisted so hard, it twisted off the handle. Gave it back to my mom and stuff, right? And they found out the door was locked and we was locked in, you know. And somehow my aunt had to come and release us from the door, our core laundry door, because we was locked in. So she did that, you know. And apparently we got out. At that time, it was maybe like 10 something o'clock, you know. So at that time, we was trying to leave, you know. And that was the time we went back home and we had canned juices. I had canned juices in my hand, right? So I think it was like 4 or 5 canned juices in my hand. So I'm swinging it, right? And I'm laughing or something like that. I don't know if it was something was funny to me, you know. And I was laughing, right? And I'm swinging and running, right? Tell me why the can hit me in my tooth and gave me what's that called? A chipped tooth, you know. And I'm like, my teeth is hurting me, you know. So I went home, found out I had a chip in my tooth, you know. It was pretty crazy, you know. And I guess that's the time that I worked in my mom's business, and I had to work for her and stuff like that, you know. It was okay, you know, time to time, you know, but not all the time I wanted to go there, you know. So yeah.